He's Spike Lee, a Spike Lee joint, "The Sweet Blood of Jesus," as a new love story. We'll talk to Spike about that. And Spike, I was just talking to Paulie, my producer, prior to the ALCS, or during the ALCS in '04, when I'd see you at Yankee Stadium, and you would always say prior to the game, "Hey, what do you think of our chances?" And I kept saying, "I don't like your chances tonight." We got to the seventh game, Spike, and you didn't even ask me what the Yankee chances were in that game against you. I think you said, "Oh, Kevin Brown." Are you finally over the '04 meltdown there against the Red Sox?
Yeah, but that's been a while. What hurt me was what I'm let down the Super Bowl outcome. That's what I'm still feeling.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, why? I didn't know you were a Seahawks fan, or you just don't like the Patriots.
Where do I live?
Well, so you have to hate the Patriots.
I'm from New York. Any team from Boston, it's Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, Patriots. And if you ask somebody from Boston, they say the same thing for New York.
But is there respect for the Patriots?
Yeah, I got respect for Tom Brady and Belichick, but I don't like them though. and I'm still. I don't understand why Pete Carroll did that, and I love Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll back when he was with USC, the Trojans. Whenever I was in LA, I would call up. He let me come to practice, speak to the guys, but I don't know what happened.
Do you think, though, that going against Belichick has anything to do with what that play call was? That if it's another coach, maybe Pete Carroll just says, "Hey,
I don't care if God is coaching the other team. Half a yard from the goal line, you give it to beast mode. There's one human being on this God's planet to get you that half yard is him."
You could have gotten a half yard, I think, Spike. Right? Oh.
And that's saying something.
Yeah. I'm right on the goal line. I'm underneath the goalpost because the game's going to end. And
you were there?
Yeah, so I have to go out and hand out the trophy. And
right.
So I'm just thinking, beast mode runs right into me. He's just going to go right into the end zone, and this is it. And all of a sudden, I just see it was in slow motion. Russell Wilson goes back. I see he's going to pass. And I actually said it loud, pass. And then all of a sudden I go, oh, my God, did that kid make the interception? And it changed so quickly in the span of about 9 seconds where you went, they're going to go back to back. Brady's never going to win another Super Bowl.
Yep, and the Patriots fans can be saying we're cursed again with that miraculous catch. First, David Tyree, then Manningham, and now curse.
If you had to give up movies, movie making, or sports, what would be tougher to give up?
Movie making. I love sports, but I'm able to do sports with film many times.
I brought up the Sables at NFL Films, and that they changed the NFL. That you had opera, you had Beethoven, you collided that with the fierceness of football and the music and everything about it. I mean, they were making movies, weren't they?
Oh yeah, the Sables, of course. What they've done is legendary. And what's the guy's voice?
John Facenda.
Oh yeah. And the music. I remember growing up in Brooklyn, I used to have a NFL show. Dun, 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 and they drove down the field. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, you had a little bit of NFL Films and He Got Game, didn't you?
NFL Films?
I mean, did you shoot it the way, with music and I don't know, is it?
No. The only, that's basketball. But what we did was we used some of the NFL camera operators to follow the flight of the ball because those guys know how to do it.
Yeah. Is there?
So it was a basketball instead of a football.
Okay. But I thought that there was that feel of NFL Films.
No, that's just, for me, basketball is more athletic. It's just
it's more artistic.
More artistic, you know. get greater expression of the individual who you are. First of all, you're not covered up with all that equipment, and so we really found that with the mixture of the sound and select pieces from the great American composer Aaron Copland.
Yeah.
Also born in Brooklyn, New York.
He's Spike Lee, filmmaker, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. The Sweet Blood of Jesus.
Right.
We got vampires?
No, not vampires, Dan, but just people who are addicted to blood. As human beings, we have many addictions: sex, drugs, alcohol, money, power, Air Jordans. And these are about particular people who are addicted to blood. I raised the money for this film on Kickstarter.
Oh,
and
cool.
it's an independent film. We raised $1.4 million. So it's a new way of doing film. We released this film on Vimeo first, January 3rd, and then this Friday, February 13th, Valentine's Week, is to come out in selected theaters, also be in iTunes too. So it's new platforms to reach, the people, the masses.
What was the first movie that made an impact on you?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, my mother loved film. She was a cinephile. My father's a jazz musician, hated movies, so I was always my mother's date. And we go see the James Bond movies. I remember my mom taking me to see Hard Day's Night, the Beatles. I remember Easter Day show, Raised Music Hall, Bye Bye Birdie with Anne Margaret. So those are my earlier memories of cinema.
What about sports movie that captured your attention?
Growing up?
Yep.
I would say Dirty Dozen, just because of Jim Brown.
But you were seeing
you had to run in that film. You got to run those Nazi bullets, though. That's the machine gun.
But you had Jim, who was a leading man as an African American.
Yes, at one time Jim Brown was one of the leading stars in Hollywood. Period.
Could you make?
I did a documentary on Jim Brown for HBO called Jim Brown All American a couple of years ago.
Yeah. What stood out about Jim Brown?
Well, number one, he's a man of many contradictions, but he's also one of the most honest people I've ever met. He is, you might say, brutally honest. And I'm talking about himself. So when I approached him to let me do this film about his life, he said, Spike, he told me point blank, this is your story. Do what you want. And don't worry, you think it's gonna, affect me or my image, and I really appreciated that.
If you look at all the award shows, if the Emmys and the Grammys and the Oscars, which one do you think is truest to what they're trying to honor, who they're trying to honor?
Dan, I think you really have to roll the dice. I will say though, if you look at, for me, it's about the diversity. You have to look at the diversity of the members who are voting on the Tonys. You have to look at the members who are voting on the Grammys. You look at the voting members of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. For all three, I would say the Grammys are most diverse. That's why the awards are reflected that way. African Americans have had a much greater impact on music than Broadway and films too.
Yeah. Well, I look at this and I never, if you have the most popular movie, you're not going to win an Academy Award, right? We rarely reward the most popular movie, box office wise.
Right.
Why is it?
Well, I think there's a type of resentment, type of some hateration. They made so much money. We're not giving an Academy Award. But if you look at the voting member of the Oscars, it's a very, very small group. Is not diverse. It's kind of old, and that's why I welcome the new president of the Academy, Ms. Cheryl Boone Isaacs, who's an African American woman, and one of her charges is to bring diversity to the Academy.
How many Air Jordans do you have? How many pairs?
I got a lot.
Over under 50 pairs.
Easy.
Over.
Over. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Over, yeah, way easy.
Do you get a pair every time a new Air Jordan comes out?
I'm part of the family.
Yeah.
I'll build the whole thing.
Did you keep anything from the Mars Blackman commercial?
Oh, yeah, I have the medallion that he wore around his that's the only thing I have, the medallion around his neck. That's it.
Give me the movie that you made that if you're flipping through at home, just you, that you'll stop and you'll watch.
Oh, on television?
Yeah.
Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, 20th Hour, Summer of Sam, Inside Man, When the Levees Broke, School Days.
But do you?
Mo Better Blues.
Can you watch?
Jungle Fever.
Can you watch and just?
All of them.
Can you
yes.
watch, or do you watch with a critical eye?
No, I'm just remembering what happened that day. Little things. Oh, that's the day we started late. Oh, that's the day it was raining. Oh, that's the day this happened. So it's like little flashbacks I get about the making of those scenes that I'm watching.
Did you ever write a letter to James Dolan as a Knicks fan?
Nope. I mean, anything I have to say, Mr. Dolan.
Yeah.
We're friends. And we respect each other very much. And he if I have something to say to him, he listens. So it's not like I got to write a letter. I'm not hip to, but I heard he sent somebody an email or something like that. What was the story?
Guy's been a fan for 60 years and just said, you're ruining this franchise.
Was he a season ticket owner or just a fan?
Season ticket holder.
Yeah?
Yeah, but for 60 years, and then Dolan wrote back to him, and then it went public, where he said, you're probably a mess. You're probably an alcoholic. You should get help. Pretty strong letter back that, I don't know. It was embarrassing. Told him to root for the Nets, that the Knicks didn't want him.
Well, I cannot speak on that letter. I haven't read it, but maybe he's just calm in a bad mood. I mean, things have not been, hasn't been bright orange blue skies this year, Dan.
But how tough is it, though, Spike? You got great seats.
It's tough. I mean, this is the least amount of games I've been to, really, since I've had season tickets as a New York Knicks holder and a New York Knicks season ticket holder. And if you look at the record, the Knicks are one of the charter members of the NBA. I think the league came into inception in 1946. And you look at the numbers, this is the worst team ever. Ever. As Andre 3000 would say, ever, ever.
And Phil, I think...
And no one saw this coming.
No. Well, I think people thought you'd at least be competitive.
Well, even Phil said himself he thought that we could sneak in the playoffs as the 7th or 8th spot, but it's not meant to be. The best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. He just with some John Steinbeck in the morning.
Look at you. Look at you. Are you closer to a title with the Knicks or an Academy Award?
A tie with the Knicks. That's funny how the guy thinks about me. If I get an Academy Award, they had to wheel my ass out in with the wheelchair with the effing respirator.
Do you think they're going to give you?
I'll be on a respirator. I'm like, I want. I can't be able to say a speech. I'm gonna have to do by that time, have some new iPod. I'll just have to.
Are you gonna get
iPod
one posthumously?
And just you're gonna have to put the camera on iPod.
Do you get a posthumously? Do you think is that the only way you're getting one?
No, I don't want to think about dying anytime soon. But to be honest, I don't really think about that really.
The movie.
For me. And I've been saying this very often, especially after this latest brouhaha about Selma. And for me, this is my personal opinion, I think it's very dangerous when artists, whether he be a singer, a novelist, a screenwriter, whatever, actor, director, if you start chasing, awards, that could definitely affect your art. That if I think maybe that should be the after effect of doing great work, but not the goals to make great work versus the goals, I've got to win the Academy Award. I mean, if you're an actor and you go and want Academy Award, that could change the whole movie because you're just trying to eat up scenery. And then the film becomes about your performance and not about the film. And that's like some trucker shooting 50 shots a game.
Give me the movie you almost made a sequel of.
Oh, we have a script for School Days. You know, Ray Allen and I are working on some ideas for Eon Game.
Yeah, Ray told me that.
And you know, hopefully we want to possibly bring Do the Right Thing to Broadway, but not as a musical, but as a drama.
The movie is The Sweet Blood of Jesus. It's Spike Lee's latest film, and it hits theaters this Friday, February 13th.
And it's also on iTunes also.
Spike?
And Vimeo.com. Dan, my man.
Good to talk to you again.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's Spike Lee.